seen 2 games of the Stephen Kenny era. Difficult coming in behind closed doors, all that, Brian, but you know yourself as a manager, you want to get that first win. How concerned will he be that he's 2 matches in without it?
Well, Stephen Kenny be disappointed we didn't win either of the games. We can't say we deserved to win the game today. The possession-wise, over the match, it was very even. I think it was 51-49. So both teams had their possession. They used their possession better. Finland looked like a more rounded team, a team that had played together more frequently, which obviously they had. There was a lot of the same players who have played in the qualification that they've qualified for the Euros. Our big match is Slovakia in a month's time. It's about that. It's about winning that game, not about winning those first 2 games. In many ways, they were trials for these players, for the new manager to have a look and decide which ones would fit into his pattern of play. And now he's had a look at them. He didn't change the back 4. He didn't change the front part of the pitch before the match. He changed the midfield. And then he brought on 3 forwards in the match as the game went on today. So he's probably a look at 17, 18 players. And now he's got to make up his mind on what the best team. And, well, if it's going to be the same formation, he's made his mind up on the formation. But there's got to be more cohesion about the team, as he said himself before the match. They've got to make more chances. He said before the game and in reviewing the first match that there was a lot of good passing in midfield. Wasn't so much of it today. I wouldn't say there was any area of the pitch that Stephen could honestly say he was very happy about, bar the goalkeeper. I think at the back at times they cut through us rather easily at times. In the midfield they outplayed us at times, and the front didn't click until they scored. And once they scored, we got better and had good spells in the match and made a few chances. And I thought the substitutions made a difference.
Bit of an old Irish story there of playing well once the opponents have gone in front. Now, much has been made, particularly Thursday as well, about how the players are going to gel and mould into the new ideas of the manager. And we're talking about possession football, more attacking football. Do you think the players are dealing well with those expectations?
Well, it's not 100% fluent at this point. There's no doubt about that. No trying to paper over that. Players are probably a little bit anxious to get it done properly and not getting there because there's that anxiety is in the air. And there's just a lack of comfort I'm sensing in the team with it. But these things take time. And I think everybody probably has their eye on the big playoff game. And I think if you're in the squad there, you know, you're not quite sure when a new manager comes in, you know, how things are, what does he think? And he's left a lot of senior players on the bench, you know, what we would call, you know, standout definite starters in the under last manager, Mick McCarthy. And they're looking at his senior players like Seamus Coleman, James McLean, people like that. Shane Long, they're there, and then you've got, you know, players like Adam Eady been given the chance, and everyone's kind of, oh, what's going on here? Is not quite, you know, sure of my role. Like, you know, they're all probably think to themselves, you know, what have I to do here? And then the likes of Arthur and McCarthy come in and come back after a long spell out. I think, okay, they're going to be the engine room, but you know, that's not for sure. I think he's got a problem there. I think Brian covered it quite well when McGoldrick and Robinson came on the pitch. You know, they were much better than what was on before them. They looked the part. McLean, then when he came on, added a bit of spark. So those kind of players on a big day against Slovakia, I think he'll have to think about that. It was interesting he went to it, Ada, tonight. It was great support for the young player, but again, a difficult match. Were you
surprised, Niall, because Brian said it was like 2 trial matches, that the teams were quite similar apart from the midfield?
Yeah, I was, apart from the back 4, yeah. So my view on that was I thought he would play one of the other strikers, and he didn't, but that's a big vote of confidence for Ida, and he wanted Ida to do really well. But I think he's got an issue there now for the big game against Slovakia and how he goes. But McGoldrick came on and did really well.
But in terms of the changes he made tonight with the 3 midfielders, he kept the same defence, the same attack. So in terms of it being a trial, as Brian said, do you think that's his first preference, the attack that started tonight?
No, I'm not so certain it is. I think, as Brian says, I was trialling and looking at it and see, can he afford to do that? He wants pace up top. You know, that's his big thing with Adam Eady. I want pace. And McGoldrick might be the paciest, but he's the craftier. Yeah. And he's got great craft up there, and he shows that. And I think I for one, I don't want to start picking teams at this stage, but I, for one, would like to see, you know, McGoldrick's experience there. In a big one like this, you can't rely on the kid.
Just a quick word on Jason Malumbu, the debutant. Brian, how did he play for you?
I thought in the first half he was part of a non-effective midfield three. I thought, as Niall mentioned the word craft, Kamara and Sparv in the middle of the field and Robert Taylor were too clever positionally for our three. Our three were too deep. Harry Arter was close to the centre-backs and the other two were right and left, but they never got close enough to them. But in the second half, he was better. He was part of a midfield that was better. He was energetic, he got around better. But look, international football, it's hard to win international games against any half-decent team. And Finland showed today that they're half-decent. They surprised me. They were better than I thought they would be. They showed a lot of composure around the middle. The cleverness of Pukki up front, who was probably outstanding, I'd say, in the match. And we were a bit short. The younger players, it's a big step up for them.
Okay.